Hello world. Yahoo. It popped on right away. I'm going to do a little changing around here, so I know there's nobody out there yet, but that's cool. Now, that's right. What is this? This. How did I do it before? I'm such a dummy. Well, hi out there lurking. Pop in to give a shout out. This is live from Montana. It's open chat. Um, you pick the subject, we'll talk about it. So right now I'm playing around. I got it on. Want to go to dark mode, so I have to kind of play around with it. So I'm not going anywhere. I got to remember how I did it. This is kind of new for me. Uh, I'm definitely pro Trump. Love combat vets. Uh, like fishing, hunting, camping. Love Montana. I think the people here are great. So if you have something to say, jump on in. I'm kind of playing around with this. So checking my analytics and stuff. Encoder setup is good. Well, kind of had help setting this up. So, people out there, come on in. It's no fun watching nothing on the screen. Just listening to some guy chat to nobody. I guess it'll take a bit before anybody shows up. I'm sure there will be, hopefully. Uh, God, these glasses suck. And the reflection off that screen, I gotta change it to dark mode somehow. Ooh, I got it. All right. Yeah, if you put it in a dark mode, your screen will look a lot cooler too, which I currently have mine on. I got rid of a lot of the glare. So, yeah. If any of you are interested in fishing, ask me. If you like camping, ask me. The city I live on, they took all the old rail lines out that followed the river and put in bicycle and walking trails. And I think it's approximately 12 miles long now. And it follows the Missouri River out of Great Falls down towards Fort Benton, Montana. And it's really cool. I was living in Missoula, Montana, and was fortunate enough to work on a place called AWAM in Arlee, uh, the Thousand Buddha Garden. It's the Tibetan school of Buddhism, Nyima tradition, and it is run by Sognog Goshen Tuku Rinpoche. A really cool place to go. It took approximately 10 years to build the garden. It's on YouTube. It's really neat looking. Uh, and it's open to everyone. Just never thought I'd ever work on anything like that, but I did. So, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Come on, lurkers. Come on in. Gee whiz darn. Corey, thank you for coming and visiting. What do you want to talk about, man? I like your thumbnail, man. That's cool. Everything's reverse on the screen. Geraldine, I don't know. It's probably because I'm running late today. Hi, Geraldine. Hey, thanks for the thumbs up. That's cool. Hiya, gal. I like your last name. That's cool. Cool, I will. You can post it here. A link. Oh, no, you can't do links. You have to be a mod. YouTube policy, not mine. Okay, Corey. What I'm going to do, Geraldine, I'm going to sub to you, and then I can read your bio. Oh, you got 61 subs. Not bad. Hit the bell for updates. Okay, I'm good to go on your channel. Okay, back. Yeah, I got you clicked. Well, I see 100 hidden features for Apple. Then I see fraud news, fraud bots, and that's it on your channel. So it just says home. You got part of your channel locked down. You got to need to open it up so people can access your videos, your playlists, and stuff like that. Well, you don't have any playlists or anything up on your channel. You need to open it up, like videos and stuff like that. None of that's available. You got two different playlists. So I think you have to go in there and change it. No, I didn't, Corey. Are you talking about a memo and a hangout? Oh, Geraldine, you can tell your story here too. Well, we knew that. How long have they been talking about what could be in there? And everybody really knew because the bucket leaks like a sieve anyway. And they've been talking about this memo for a long, long time. It's like, finally. But now once you watch it, it happens. It's just like total bullshit. Every network out there is whipping their spin on it. I do like Fox, but I don't like those clowns they bring in there for counter so they can defend what the truth is. Harley girl, hi gun, how you doing? Glad you came over. Oh yeah, you know that's the truth. Pull us along. That's what I hate about the news. They'll sit there and whip that thing to death, and you're going like, "Geez, Louise, let's move on. Tell me what's going on somewhere else." Heard about it all day long. Thanks for telling me to put my screen on the gaming mode there, Harley girl. I really have helped a lot with the glare. Yeah, I was hoping Henry'd stop in. He was on a real roll. Oh, not a problem, girl. I'm going to set this up to where I can do Twitch too. I think Twitch is going to be the new format for streaming. So at least, well, look how well uh, Gorf is doing there. But I'm not having any problems yet with YouTube, so we'll see. I'm going to get a really cool backdrop somewhere. Really? I didn't know that. So to become a partner, what do you have to do? You have to furnace finally shut off. I like talking over it. So what's to be a partner? What do you have to pay to play? Oh, how many subs do you have to have? God, I just barely break 100 here on YouTube, let alone a few thousand. Oh my God. I didn't really notice the buffering. Yeah, he did. He was having some problems with buffering. Could be his connection. He pumps out of what, New York? Oh, in other words, what they really need there is to update their server. Well, it takes a lot of memory to run those games those guys playing. So way bigger servers. You can even think what one would cost if you had a server in your house just to do small time stuff. Well, today is tomorrow. That's very funny calling my slingshot a snowmobile. Oh, God. That was a good joke. A few million? Oh, yeah. Just what I always had in my back pocket. Uh, Actually, today is tomorrow. There is a reptilian research. Hey, howdy. Trump lady. Hi, guys. Uh, on YouTube, they have a slingshot set up running on ice with studs. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I got lots of coffee. People are showing up. Things are looking good. Thank you, folks. What do you guys want to talk about tonight? It's up to you, you know. If I see bomb words, I pretty much ignore them. This is an adult channel. Oh, nice, cool. Pun intended. Oh, yeah, I know. Recon, hey, how's it going? No, it's rear wheel drive. It's a reverse trike. It runs a Chevrolet 2.4 Ecotec 4 cylinder. through a 5-speed transmission to a belt drive to the rear wheel. Oh, thank you. It's actually a Tibetan Buddhist prayer shawl hanging on a rope. I'm looking for a triple fold to put behind here that looks cool behind me. So you're not looking into my kitchen like you are now. Yeah, if you go on YouTube, there's tons of videos on the slingshot motorcycle. Oh, hey, he's. I was looking at I was watching Fox Chat, and they had those ads up in the corner, and that's where I got this. It's called Octopus Galaxy hoodie. You got a vet? Cool. I drove one when I was 18. I liked it. Ooh, 2001. Sweet. I'd love to have the motor out of that. I got something I could put the motor and tranny in. Well, thank you, truck lady. Yeah, they're pretty cool. There's sizes you got to really look at it. I'm size what 48 in the chest, and this is what they call the XXL. It's the largest size they had. They're extremely well made. They're made out of oh yeah, oh yeah. They sold that thing for $35,000. The company that made it, and now they're out of business. They had all kinds of aftermarket parts for the slingshot. But the company that makes this is overseas. They're made out of polyester. They're heavy duty. Uh, they're extremely well put together. Yeah, their website's still up, but you go there, it's pretty much emptied out. That was what I'm trying to remember what V8 they stuck into it. Oh, I agree. The vet is way better than those things. The engineering, better brakes, better suspension. They're made to drive, where other ones are made to go straight. Not really made to get in there and dig in. You ever see that race driver Faust? They have a what they call the Slingshot X video of him driving a souped up one in San Diego, like 4 in the morning. It's an awesome video. Yeah, yeah. This guy's like he does an incredible burn with this thing like you would not believe. Drifts that thing up a vertical car parking lot ramp all the way to the top. Does a burnout. Oh yeah, and it will do a burnout like you wouldn't believe. I don't like stepping into it till I hit third gear. And there's so much aftermarket stuff for that thing. It's boggling. And I'm really surprised that a Polaris slingshot couldn't see the handwriting on the wall and offer up a bunch of aftermarket stuff for them. Have like the base model and then says, would you like to do this to it or do that to it? but they're getting really expensive now too. They had to build another plant. They built another plant in Huntsville, Alabama, just to build the slingshot. And I went, you couldn't ask for a better place to build something like that because you got all that engineering and everything down there from all the space projects. And then you got these huge areas where they test stuff. I thought, geez, and the weather's nicer. I don't think I'd like to live there in summertime, just a little too hot for me. But you couldn't ask for a better place. And then you have all that brains. There's lots of highly trained people that live down there. Boy, it's almost fishing time. Want to get out there. My son just did a fishing contest with some lake. Caught a couple of perch. That was about it. Oh my goodness. Gorf is live now, playing games. Yeah. Montana's got some awesome fishing. You would not believe the great fishing we have here. The Missouri, just by itself, is incredible. I'm going to have a contest, but I got to figure out how to set it up uh, where people can sign up for. Oh, the sleepy giant. Yes, that's a good fishing hole. I agree. Gates of the Mountains by themselves is a great place to fish too. Plus, then you're getting up close to sapphire hunting grounds. It's another thing I like to do. My son and I have a Gold Genie miner, classification screens. We got all kinds of mining, small time mining equipment, and basically do sapphires and gold. Oh yeah, I'm going to give away have a contest where I'm going to give away over 5 carats of this faceted Montana sapphires. They're out of the Spokane Bar in Helena. I got to set the contest up. I got to figure it out. I'm just learning how to do this. Oh yes, I dug them up, classified it, and I even got a little bit of gold. We went to the Spokane Bar. There's a couple of places you can dig there. And there's a place over in Phillipsburg, Montana, you can dig, but all of those are clearies and just no real color. So the people dig them up and they have them heat treated so the colors pop in them. I prefer the natural colors. Uh, $35 a carat right now. But a lot of people won't cut anything smaller than a 4 millimeter. You got a bunch of itty bitties, nobody wants to cut them. So they forced us to send our stones to Bangkok, Thailand, and their cutters are primo. And there's a place we've been sending, well, a lot of us have been sending them to, is extremely honest, and the turnarounds on the cut stones is good. Oh yeah, I did. They so far they've cut about maybe 20 carats for me. And I never had any of them heat treated. Oh, I got some cabochons too. Yeah, made of garnets. But I'm gonna give away 5 carats when I get 1,000 subs. But I'm gonna I have Amber uh, help me set it up. I actually have photos of the ones I'm gonna give away. I can put it in the Hangout and on TV. Yep, I thought it was. Yeah. And like I say, I'm gonna probably set up another account on Twitch too. But like Harley Girl said, Twitch ran out of server power. They're maxing out, so they're gonna have to do a major upgrade. And this summer, I'm going to be doing a lot of downloading of, hopefully, of videos of cool roads in Montana. I'm going to film them out of the slingshot. And I'll post those up. Yep. Never thought I'd be doing anything like this in my whole life. Not even remotely. Here I am. Grew up in the tube area. Good old vacuum tubes. And what am I doing? Sitting in chair and streaming. Oh, Bear Paw. Bear Paw Mountain Range is rough walking. Uh, I don't like horses. I mean, I like them, but ride them, nope. They have a drawback. They don't have a shut-off key, but I dearly love critters. Vacuum tubes, yes. So what caliber you like to hunt with? rifle caliber when you were hunting? A big what? Hunting rifles. What calibers? Oh, on the Blackfoot res. Cool. Culbertson's nice. Oh, come on, old back. Boy, it got awful quiet. Hello? Is anybody out there? Yeah, eight watching. Thank you. I just noticed that. 7 likes. Wow. Nice. Bill Staff. How's it going? Oh, Frontier Days. Yeah, they're out. Helena really does it up big. Ah, yes. Make America great again. I'm with you on that, Bill. Well, somebody gave me a thumbs down. I must be popular. Oh well. Wasn't their kind of channel. Broke my cherry. I got a thumbs down. Like I care. Nope. No way, Bill. You get to a point where you just like, yeah, right. Go for it. Just like watching chat sometimes, yeah. Some people, I mean, they're freaking clueless. But I wouldn't miss it for the world. It's so fun to watch people in chat. Then after a while, you see that there's groups of people that get together. Karen Blue, God and Guns, you got that right. Oh, by the way, it's open chat here. If you have something cool to share with people, it's okay to put it up. And it's pretty much your chat, really. At least I hope it becomes that way, because I'll run out of stuff to say. Like guns. Oh yeah. Always have. I should get a shirt that says "Show me your guns." That'd be a cool shirt. Yes, I was. Bill, I joined on my 17th birthday. I went into the United States Navy. Uh, my first duty station was the USS Atlanta, IX 304, Operation Sailor Hat. And when that was over, I was sent to Vietnam, and I was in Vietnam from 1965 till 1967, and I worked in supply in Da Nang, Nha Surpak, Da Nang, Vietnam, I Corps, and I worked packaged petroleum byproducts at 327. I worked in warehousing in West Da Nang. I worked in cold storage in East Da Nang, and I worked in Gray's registration for a while. Well, I lived in Camp Tinshaw. And I actually found one of my buddies from there. Well, thanks, Bill. Ooh. Hey, I trained at Camp Pendleton at Margarita, took my weapons training there before I went to Vietnam. Had a lot of fun with the Corps there. They loved us. 450 of us. We were the first group to fly into Da Nang. We took off from Travis, landed in El Toro, and took off from El Toro, landed in Wake Island, and then from Wake Island we landed in Da Nang. It was on the first long-range flight of the C-5. I couldn't believe how huge that thing was. We're going to have a ship's reunion down in Ohio this year. Bob Merrill called me up. Are you coming, Paul? I said, well, I don't know. Cool. Yeah. Camp Margarita was a nice place. I liked it. Lots of rattlesnakes. Oh, you know where I was living when they made the movie Thunderbolt? I had a, I was living in Virginia, Minnesota when that came out. Oh, I laughed like hell looking at it. Everybody says, "Why are you laughing?" I says, "Well, the scenes aren't right." They go, "Well, what do you mean? You can't instantly go 40 miles." And they go, "Well, what do you mean?" I says, "Okay, this shot here when they had the ski truck on the river," and I says, "This spot is here." I'd show them on the map. And I says, "Okay, they were just talking and they were over here." I says, "Would they teleport?" They go, "Oh, I see what you're talking about." But that was an interesting movie. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a 4, maybe. Maybe a 3. Oh, yeah, another movie they filmed here in Great Falls was Holy Matrimony. I was actually a stand in at that one. And that was another flop. Jeez. Great photography. Oh my God, the photography was stunning. You know, the sky and everything else in the background. But the movie itself, sucko. I even hate to say I was in it, but I was. Made $400. I got to try out for a speaking part, but I didn't get it. But I got to do a lot of crowd scenes. I'm all over in the crowd scenes. They only used about 40 people to make the crowd. Yeah, I was in a flop, a way big one. Oh, it's El Stinko. Yeah. Oh, Heartbreak Ridge? Far out. Yeah, he is. He's just got this hell of a problem with women. He finally got his bar in Carmel. Oh, yeah. Yes, he did. Ooh, fresh coffee. Here we go, baby. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. That's funny. Oh, yeah. I had a friend, Chuck Byerly. Uh, he was camping up in that area where some of the mutilations happened. Him and his dog up in the camp, and the dog wouldn't leave the tent that night. And he said he didn't know about it till the next day. He didn't see him, but uh, he was right in one area where a bunch of them happened, camping. I says, geez, you could have been a specimen. He says, my dog wouldn't leave the tent that night. And he was acting really weird. All kinds of strange things happen here in Montana. You just got to learn to look for them. Really? Wow. That's too freaky, man. Wonder what they did with your dog. Probably a frozen specimen somewhere, so they're looking at it. What I like is the incident in 1967 that happened here, February or February or March. Teats, tongue, and scalp. Yeah, 1967. Uh, bunch of UFOs showed up around Belt, Montana. Well, I thought I fixed that. I turned off this spam blocker thing in there, and then it's trying to tell me blockers show things. So I got to hit a button and show it. That's on your end. It's because you spelled TITS. This thing's trying to block it. I'm going, I already turned off all that crap. At least I thought I did. Yeah, that seems to be the norm. Oh, yeah, down on the coulee, you know it. Then that one that showed up at Alpha site at LCF, Launch Control Facility, steer over the site, shut down 10 missiles. Because each launch control facility has control over 10 missiles. You got me, Bill. They definitely had an encounter of some sort. Reverse technology or UFOs, who knows? This is the new secret weapon we can shut down your atomic sites and make it look like it's UFOs. Or is it UFOs? Hell, what do I know? Oh, yeah, sheriffs out here. They talk big, but, you know, things get tight, they get nervous. Oh, they now call the highway patrolmen here state troopers. They changed their name. I love the interstate speed now we have 80. I'm hoping, come on, baby, get it up to 85 at least. Make it interesting. They never talk about why they did the re-entry program on Minuteman missile systems either. A guy named Daryl McBee, Boeing QA, or quality control, was talking to me when Boeing hired me. And he told him a guy from TRW told him the reason we're going back in and redoing all the missile sites is because one of them launched itself but never reached a high enough altitude to arm itself. So I guess it has to reach a certain height in the sky before it'll even arm itself. And it ended up crashing in Canada. Now, I cannot prove if this story is true or not, but it has an interesting ring to it. Can you imagine that? Get a missile away light, nobody's touching a key. That would be so weird. When they did the interstate cable systems on the missiles about 20 years ago, the techs would be working on a cable and get missile away lights. And then command would call from Great Falls and ask them what the hell's going on. They were getting missile away lights. And the commander was quite upset with Boeing over that. Yep, Maelstrom. Yep. The commander was mad as hell. Because what they did was they took the old cases, they dig up all the splices, and then replaced the grippers on the cables, and put different cases on. And then there was, I'm trying to remember, 196 pairs with 12 groups, and they're all put together with Scotch locks. And they were supposed to change out the Scotch locks on command lines and pour new grippers and put on new ATI cases. And it ended up being a clusterfuck here for a while. Then they had AFQA, Air Force Quality Control guy, civil service dude guy, Ernie DeLora. When they did the reentry program, I was a welding inspector for him on the, on on all of the missile sites, not on the LCF or Launch Control Facility, but on all the sites that they could launch missiles on. And I did them in Wyoming, Nebraska, Montana, part of North Dakota, and I pretty much know all those sites. But Ernie DeLora was here in Montana, and he had all the Boeing QCs intimidated. And they hired me as a welding inspector, and I'd hear these stories about Ernie DeLora, how the Boeing QCs were trying to appease them and keep the BS to a minimum so they could proceed with the project without too much of a hassle. So I ended up getting on a site with him. And in the beginning, he'd come down in the hole and everything was cool, and I'd look at stuff and I'd buy off a certain part of a weld and I'd present it to him, and he'd take a quick look at it and stamp it off. Pretty soon he stopped coming in the hole. He'd lay on his GSA vehicle getting a suntan, and I'd be down there inspecting welds. And I told him, I says, hey, I got a bunch for you to look at. And he says, what are they? And I showed him, and he says, I'll buy them at the end of the day. And I says, well, I'd like you to go down there and look at them. And then before time was up, another guy come up and he was working on the underground antenna support bracket, and it was in the part of the ceiling area inside the missile site. So you had to go up on the scaffolding to get at it and everything. And I looked at it, and it was good. And Ernie took a quick look at it, and he felt kind of pissy, I guess, that day. He says, he wrote a pickup, and he says, it's got undercut. I says, no, it don't. I says, look at it, Ernie. I says, there's no undercut there. He says, well, that's what I'm writing my pickup on. I said, well, I'm not going to sign it. So it ended up that my lead and his boss came out to the site. They went up there and looked at it, and the fix on the pickup was wire brush it. In other words, brush it up a little bit with a wire brush. That doesn't get rid of undercut. Well, to say the least, Ernie got really pissed off because I stood up to him. My boss says, you know, this isn't going to turn out good. And I says, oh yeah, I will. So that evening, he takes off. He didn't buy any of the previous welds, and I'm standing there in the trailer, and I look at my boss, and I says, "What the hell am I going to do now?" He says, "Well, we have an option." I says, "What's that?" He says, "You write what's called an AFQA call sheet, and that addresses his boss about a problem." And he says, "You list all of the welds he didn't buy and put it on there." So I did that. But Ernie took off on vacation. So I'm stuck here with 12 welds that can't be bought off, and I can't close out the site. And so he gets back from vacation a week later. He gets reprimanded. Civil service, this guy is. He gets laid off for a week without pay, and doc paid for not buying off these deals. So after that, all the QCs were doing a happy dance because Ernie got his ass burned really good. Well, the story has a downside to it. 6 years later, Boeing asked me if I want to work for him again in the deal. I go, yeah, sure. And that's when we did the interstate cable system. Guess who shows up? Ernie DeLora. Oh, he writes pickups. He's got everybody running like crazy on that job. He's writing pickups everywhere. And then I challenge him on that one. You know, the outcome is very interesting. What happens next is I catch him going to an LCF and he's making phone calls down to Missouri to the secret missile sites there, talking to a QC that works for Air Force quality control. And what they're doing is creating a clusterfuck on purpose. So in the end, Ernie gets written up again, and he barely makes it out of there. They were on the verge of firing him, and he ends up going down to Florida, inspecting welds again down there on the missile launchers down there for the space. They kind of stuck him in the back burner, and the other guy they fired. And then in the end, Boeing got rid of me. I was too much of a problem child because I understood the system too well. And I wouldn't bow over to techs. They had a real bad problem with sloppy techs on that job. A real easy job, anybody could have done it. Take you 10 minutes to train you to do the job. And it was all gravy too, every bit of it. In the story, in the end, I lost. Got a bad boy reputation with Boeing. Yeah, and he can't say nothing because it's the truth. He's probably retired somewheres anyway, or dead. Hey, welcome to reality. Today you got a good job, tomorrow it's over. You know, no biggie. I'm glad I got to do it. That's a lot of interesting people. Pissed off farmers, especially. Oh, they were so damn mad when we were doing the cables. He says, you can't go across my land. I says, see that route? I says, as long as I don't get off of it, you can't do nothing. I says, that's where the cable goes. What cable? I says, didn't you know there was a missile cable buried through your... Well, I saw them poles. I didn't know what they were for. I says, yep, you got missile cable here, bro. And they were all worried we were going to trample their land and everything else. One guy brought out guns. I remember that time. Oh my God, that turned into a nasty thing. All of a sudden, there was a Huey over above us, pointing M60s at the guy. Finally got that calmed down. I was down in Wyoming. That happened. Hmm. MUFON's cool. But you know, there's so many spin doctors out there, you really go, well, what's the real truth? I mean, it's like a giant onion. There's so many layers to it. It's just like you peel off one. Well, okay, I'll look at this one. And next layer. It's like this crazy maze. Oh, I was sure hoping Henry would have showed up. Oh yeah, remember when when they were doing the pipeline? Yeah, my buddy Chuck Blue was a major welder on that bad boy, a pipe welder, prima donna. Yeah, pipe welders, and they got an attitude. Prima donnas, every one of them. You know what's really funny? That's all they know how to do is pipe. I could make anything now. Couldn't in the beginning. Well, it's all kinds of interesting things on my screen here. Take a look at it. Oh, some good bands here. Oh, that's another thing I want to do is probably stream some music and stuff too. But I want to get into this chat thing. Sweet. I love those puddle long jobs. Get to look at see something interesting, stop and check it out. Get to go places where nobody else gets to see. Walk on ground that hasn't been walked on in a long time. That's neat when you get to do that. Oh yeah, there you go. Yes, there's places people forgot about just sitting there that you can look at. Remember that one time I was going through a coulee chasing a cable and I looked off to the right side. I saw something kind of covered up in the weeds. I went over there and started digging around. An old REO Speedwagon, half of it was about there. So I took one of the hubcaps, screw on hubcaps off of it and kept it. I got it stashed away somewhere. Then I found empty brass. Yep, REO Speedwagon. It was a real car. Had a flathead with exposed push rods on it. Really interesting design. What I'd like to do is find a place that had a bunch of old gold mining equipment. Yep, open headers on it too. Yeah, noisy. I could just hear them push rods clanking them up there, just tapping away. But the engine was in it. The rear end was gone. The front rims and tires were still on it. Hood was gone, and the interior was gone out of it. It was a little pickup truck. But the motor and the frame were there. And part of the cab. Yeah. Just laying there in a coolie in the weeds. And then if you can find old trash dumps, old farmer trash dumps, those are like a gold mine. All kinds of neat old stuff in there. Rups, oh yeah. Yep, old Rups. I'm trying to remember what company had Harley Knucklehead engines in them. Real old one. Is it Skidoo? That had the old Harley Knucklehead in them, the first ones. Skidoo. Oh, God, I'd like to find one of those old knuckleheads. Find somebody that had a garage full of junkers. Oh, man, I'd have a ball in there with them motors. Cast iron jugs and heads on them. Well, Buds, I'm probably going to call it a night, but I'm glad you stopped in. Uh, Probably in northern Minnesota is where they got them. Old barns there. Upper Michigan, that'd be another place to look. Places where they got snow all winter. Well, guys, I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to go cruise and check out a few other things. But hey, thanks for stopping in. Really appreciate it. Uh, Hope I'll have something more interesting to talk about on the next stream. All right.